I would wake up and I would look myself in the mirror and I would remember thinking to myself, what happened to me? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to address insecurities. I asked a series of questions on my Instagram. Let me pull them up really quickly. I asked insecurities, does everybody have them? 96% said yes. If you do struggle do you struggle with dealing with insecurities? 95% said yes. Does social media escalate your insecurities about yourself? 68% said yes. 32% said no. Are your insecurities more physical or mental? 60% said physical. 40% said mental. And I asked if I shared my personal insecurities with the world and tips on how I deal with them, would people like that? 100% said yes. So this is me stepping out of my comfort zone to share my insecurities. And when I was thinking about this all day, about filming this and doing this, I'm fiddling, sorry. I was like, oh, this will be fine, this will be fine. And then something occurred right before I got home that really sparked one of the insecurities that I do have. So I went over to Goodwill, and it's actually over there. I went over to Goodwill and I was just looking around and I found this really cute skirt. I'm a little bit nervous I said it because it doesn't have the size on it, but it looks big enough, so I think I'd be fine. I came home and the skirt did not go past above my knees as far as me trying to pull it up. I am over the past year, I've been very insecure about my weight. Because last year I ended up having surgery back in March for something totally separate. That's a whole nother story in itself. But ended up having surgery, and that kept me from working out for a while. But it was also an excuse for me to stop working out and stop eating healthy. And then on top of that was when life kind of just, I felt like was just shutting down. I talked about it in a couple of my previous videos. I couldn't find a job at all. I was very unhappy in the circumstance I was in. I was dealing with depression and anxiety. Me and my ex-boyfriend had broken up at that time from our 5, almost 6-year relationship. And so my way of coping with that stress, or coping with everything that was going on, was eating. And so I ended up, within a 5 to 6 month period, I ended up gaining about 25 to almost 30 pounds. And I've never really outwardly shared this with a lot of people, and I never shared numbers with people. So last March I had weighed about 165, 170-ish, and as of last December, so December 2017, I remember weighing myself and I was 198 pounds. I was 2 pounds away from being 200 pounds, which for me made me very uncomfortable to have to see that on a scale. Now, just to preface this is no way am I body shaming anybody or saying anything about people being 200 pounds at all. If you are comfortable how you are and how you look, girl, honey, sir, do you, that's perfectly fine. But for me, that hurt. I would wake up and look myself, ooh. I didn't know I was gonna get emotional feeling. I would wake up and I would look myself in the mirror and I would remember thinking to myself, what happened to me? I'm not beautiful. Ooh, I'm not beautiful anymore. And throughout the process, wow, oh my God, I did not know I was gonna cry. Throughout the process, like throughout those months, I was still with my ex at the time, and I would remember thinking, he probably isn't even attracted to me anymore. Like, I know it's pretty obvious that I have gained weight. And so, yeah, after the breakup and after everything was happening, I was just like, I don't feel myself anymore. I feel worthless. I didn't see the value in me anymore at all. And a lot of people would be like, oh, it's what's on the inside that counts. You shouldn't worry about, you know, the outside or outer appearance. And it all sounds good until it happens to you. I mean, that's what I would say to my friends if they were like, oh, I've gained so much weight. And I'm like, oh, girl, you're fine. That doesn't even, you know, you're perfectly fine. But I remember just looking in the mirror, and I still have pictures on my phone. I have to see if I can find them during that time. And I was just like, how did this even happen? I was very uncomfortable, and I fell out of love with myself. And so because of everything I was going through, plus the weight gain and other things, I had a lot of self-hatred. I blamed myself for a lot things that were going on in my life, which I didn't know the plan that God had for me set out. So I really thought that I don't know if I was being punished or I just wasn't good enough. I would see so many other people just doing really well, and I was stuck. I was stuck in my weight gain. I was stuck in the situations that I was in. I was stuck being alone. And it was just a really hard time. And so when I moved here to New York, because even when I had moved, if you go back to my vlogs, when I was moving out, there was one vlog where I was moving out of my old apartment. My friends were helping me. I remember I was looking at that. I was like, oh my God, like I gained so much weight. I had gained a lot of weight. And when I got here, I was like, you know what? This is my new start. This is God giving me the opportunity to start over. And so that's what I did. And I promised myself, I was like, girl, if you really want it, you have to go after it. And so I think a lot of people started to see the confidence build back up again. It was really moving here changed everything for me. And I'm not saying that is the tip or trick to fixing insecurities. This is just what helped me, was moving to a different location and starting over. And that gave me the boost of confidence that I needed to really want to do better for myself, because everything started over in my life. Like literally, new year, new me. That was my slogan. Like it was literally a new me that I was able to start over and do. And so I took charge, and that's what I started doing. I tried to start eating better. I still am not the best when it comes to eating. Like I try to eat healthy as much as possible, but there are still days where I have my cheat days. But I'm doing much better than what I was. I started working out regularly, and so I think a lot of people, when they see me on my Instagram, like I'll post like progress pictures on my story or post a picture of me, and I know people are like, oh, you feeling yourself? And it's like, you have no idea how I felt 6 months ago. Like I couldn't, like with me taking pictures in like a sports bra and some shorts, or a sports bra and my like workout leggings, I couldn't do that 6 months ago. I would have looked at you crazy. And I felt like it got to the point where I was like, am I going to sit here and be one of those Instagram girls and edit my pictures. This was 6 months ago. And edit my pictures for me to look as if I've got my stuff together and my body's right. And I told my mom, I was like, girl, just don't even do it. Like, if you have to go that far for this is for me. If I had to force myself that far, I couldn't do it. I felt that I needed the validation from social media to kind of boost that confidence or to help with that insecurity. I was really sad that that was my view for a while. And then finally, I think maybe March, April is when I really just looked in the mirror and I was like, you gotta love yourself first. That's when it clicked in my head, you know, yes, these are my insecurities, and there's still times where I'm insecure about my weight. Like, I hate my arms. I hate my arms, and I'm still trying to lose them. Like, I hate my arms. I hate my arms. I hate this little side. I hate all of that. I'm not even gonna lie, but I'm working on it. I will say I hate that part, but I love me. And that's the greatest feeling, is loving me, loving who I am, loving myself. So yeah, that I would say that is my biggest insecurity. I'm still losing weight, trying to lose weight. I have been in this like stagnant stage for a couple of weeks now where I have not lost anything. I've noticed different changes in my body. I think I'm losing inches, but I haven't lost physical like pounds, which is totally fine. If I'm still losing the inches, then I'm totally good as well, fine with that. But trying on that skirt, and I don't even know what the size of the skirt was. It could have been like a size 4 or a size 6 and just was never going to work out, whether I was back in my old size or not. I just never knew the size. It just looked big enough, but looks can be deceiving. But it was really triggering. Even though I know that I feel better and more confident in my body now, it was still a triggering feeling to try to put on that skirt, and it was not coming up at all. And I just looked at myself in the mirror like, oh my God, like it was really a trigger factor for me, because a couple months ago, that was real deal. Like, I was trying on size 8s, size 10s, and they were, size 8s definitely weren't fitting, and 10s were barely fitting me. Like, oh my gosh, I was borderline going into 12, size 12. I knew that wasn't me. I knew that that wasn't, I knew that it was a strain on my body, because my body just, the way my body type is, it isn't meant to hold all that weight on me. It's just not. I've always been like, I don't want to say slim, thick, but I mean, pretty much I've always been a little bit thicker on the bottom half, but my top half has always been a little bit smaller. And it just kind of spread everywhere. When I gained weight, it was just everywhere. But yeah, those are my insecurities. And so I also shared that I wanted to be able to share tips on how I kind of got through that. I think with insecurities in general, you have to kind of pinpoint what they are. Some people, like, and there were some people that said, no, I don't have insecurity. And that's fine. If you feel that you don't have insecurities, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to have them. But I do think that there are some people that actually do have insecurities, but they're so far deep in them that they don't want to address them, nor do they want to acknowledge that they're actually there. And so that is a big key factor of getting through those insecurities. You have to identify what those insecurities are, and you have to own up to those insecurities, because you can't help yourself get through them if you won't even acknowledge that you have them. And so I would say that's definitely number 1. Number 2 would definitely be the self-love piece. You have to love yourself first. Before you move forward, you need to find out all the things that you love about you, and you need to speak those over you every day. Because no matter how much weight you lose, no matter how much weight you gain, no matter what you do, where you go, what your new start is, if you aren't loving you, then what's even the purpose of this whole thing? What's the point? Nothing physical is going to matter. It's all really going to be mental for you. So finding out what I love about me, that was a big turnaround. When I can stand in the mirror and genuinely say that I love myself, and I love who I am, I love the person I'm becoming, I love me, that changed a lot for me, and it changed my perspective a lot. It changed drastically. I started walking differently. I started talking differently. Like, I was able to give myself that confidence I needed. Number 3, positive affirmations every morning. Oh, girl, you cute. I look in the mirror. Oh, yes, honey, you look good. If I had a really good workout, I would look myself in the mirror and I would take a picture because I would feel good. Oh, yeah, look at that part of your body. That's toning up. Like, I would really talk myself up. And even if I hadn't shed any pounds or shed any inches within that week or so, I was still talking myself up. Because it's like, girl, you gotta love you, and I love me. Absolutely love who I am. Speak over yourself, speak over your life, think positively, and tell yourself how great you are. One thing that I like to do starting off in the morning time, and I actually learned this from my CEO challenge. I'm finishing up, I'll have a video coming soon, but my CEO challenge, every morning I wake up and think of 5 things that I like about me. 5. I make sure that I name those 5 things, and when I sit there and think about what those 5 things are and why I like those 5 things, that really boosts my confidence every morning. It's so helpful. Another thing that I do is I do not compare myself to other people. This took a while for me to learn, because anytime you can sit up on social media and look, but the thing is, and I always say this, people only show you what they want you to see. And so they're not going to show you the bad. They're not going to show you all the crap, you know, that they go through. They're only going to show you what they want you to see. And so, like, even this morning, I saw this girl that I know, I saw that she had gotten engaged. And ever since I became single, although I am very content with being single, I'm perfectly fine with it. This was really a self-love journey for me myself. That's a whole nother story in itself. We talked about the breakup, but that's a whole nother story in itself about self-love. But it's always a part of me, like, you know, I wonder what if that relationship were to work out, or I wonder, you know, when is God going to send me the person that I'm supposed to be with? Because knock knock, Lord, you can send them. God, you can send them over. And like, that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, God, you can send him. I'm fine. I'm good on me. I'm good on my own, but you can send him if you want to. Like, I think about stuff like that. I'm like, dang, am I even going to get married? Dang, is it? And you have to start thinking, there's like just one picture on social media can take you down this whole road, and it's like, it's not even worth it. You don't know what that person went through to get to where they're at. Your time will come. If that's what you desire, God is going to give you the desires of your heart, but he's going to make sure it's at the right time. Me getting engaged to my ex was not supposed to happen. It just was not supposed to happen. And I'm very grateful that it did not happen, because it would not have worked out. It wouldn't have been successful. And you have to sometimes put that stuff into perspective and be a realist. Like, it wouldn't have worked out. It wouldn't have. But social media definitely plays a huge part in insecurities, I feel. And so I had to learn not to care about what other people think. I had to learn not to compare myself to other people and what they have and what they're doing, because you never know what's on the back end. I can sit there and share pictures all day of me, but y'all would have never known that I was insecure about what I had going on in my body and that I didn't have that self-love. Like, people only share what they want to. Really, some of the main things that I personally do or think of when it comes to insecurities, and kind of how I get through those insecurities. Like I said, I'm still working through it. They're like, just like today, that was a very triggering moment for me to try on that skirt, and was like, it was very triggering, and feeling that I was just so big. Like, if this was 2 seconds before I started filming, I was like, oh, perfect timing, you know, oh, funny God. That's how I felt. But yeah, I'm still working through it, and I'm still learning, but those are some of the tips that I definitely do on a daily basis that has helped me to be in a better spot, to be in a better place, and to actually love me. That's all I got. That's all I have to share. Those are my insecurities, all out on the table. Yeah, those are my insecurities on the table. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you all in my next video. Comment down below what other videos you want to see from me. Okay? I love you all so much. Bye.